I'm Mr. Glassman. I'm not in a grade, and I'm here to present the Pro Pet Protector. No, I'm not. I don't want to steal your thunder, Leah. Listen, thanks so much. What a great turnout for Fall Demo Day, even though a large portion of this audience is my class who I asked to come to this. A's for everyone. This has been a great crop of young entrepreneurs this fall. We made this program a little more intensive this season. Instead of lunchtime meetings, the young entrepreneurs you're going to hear from came after school. They came during their free time. They came anytime and every time that they could. And you'll be able to tell because the passion and enthusiasm that you'll hear from these kids today is really outstanding. And it wouldn't be possible without a whole community of people lending their support. And I just want to take a couple minutes up front to thank, first of all, our board members, our CEL board members, who really helped set the direction for the program. They've been mentors, they've been subject matter experts. So how about a round of applause for our board members to start? This program, for those of you who don't know, runs on mentorship. And we have a couple of new mentors this season. Jamie McGuire, I don't know if Jamie's here yet, but Jamie McGuire, Ray Flanagan, who unfortunately can't be here today due to a work emergency, but I know he's watching the live stream. Hi, Ray. And Peter Ernst, who's over here. So a round of applause for our new mentors, please. We also have had 3 returning mentors who have done such wonderful work with their students, Vincent Day, Kristen Norton, and Mark Greenberg. So thank you to you guys for coming back for another season. And then one of the neat things this season is we've had a series of consultants who, in addition to the one-on-one mentors, have worked with the students on various parts of their projects. So special thanks to Tony Stackstetter, to Tom Koskika in the back. Tom, thanks for everything. And also to Leslie Newbold, who has designed some of these wonderful logos that you'll see on the screen once we get started. And finally, oh, please, yeah, a round of applause for them would be great. Thank you. And finally, foremost, I'd really like to thank my partner, Lon No, started here at SCH this year and has done really a wonderful, wonderful job, both building this expanded curriculum for the CEL program and also just being a wonderful mentor for all of the student groups. So Lon, thank you so much for all of your hard work. You're going to hear from each of the mentors. They're going to introduce the students, and our first mentor is going to be Kristen Norton, who will introduce Leah. Kristen, come on up. Thank you, Kristen. Here you go. Here's your microphone.
Hi. I have had the pleasure of working with Leah Scott since the beginning of the year on her Venture Incubator project, and it has been a whole lot of fun for both of us. Leah is very committed to her project and exceptionally enthusiastic. She has also developed some pretty good technical skills during the last few months. She has been working a lot with an electrical engineer on its development. She has been exposed to terms like frequency, hertz, circuits, transmitters, receivers, and a whole lot of other electrical engineering concepts. She learned quickly, and she has developed a fantastic product. And I'm very excited for you to learn about it. And so at this time, I'd like to introduce Leah Scott.
Hi, as you guys already know, my name is Leah Scott, and I'm 12 years old, and I'm in 6th grade, and my product is the Pro Pet Protector. I like making stop-motion animation movies, and I love playing tennis, and I also love to play with my dog Fudge. And actually, my dog Fudge is what inspired me to make this product, because I wanted to keep him safe. So, my product is a dog collar that keeps dogs from running out of the door without harming them. This product is for people who have trouble keeping their dogs from running out of the door when it's opened. The component parts of my product are the base transmitter, a collar transmitter, and a piezo element. How it works. When the dog is wearing these 2 parts over there, the piezo element and the transmit circuit, when the dog gets too close to the door, This part right here will send out a signal to the dog collar, causing distance between the dog and the door. My direct competitor is PetSafe, and PetSafe is a company that makes electric fences for dogs. And an electric fence is sort of like a collar, and when they go out of their given area outside, the collar will give them a shock. I'm somewhat better than PetSafe because lots of dogs have gotten negative reactions to the shock from the collar. My indirect competitor are baby gates, and baby gates are usually used for small children, but a lot of people use them for their dogs for their given area inside. I'm better than baby gates because when dogs get older and stronger, they can easily knock down or jump over the baby gates. I am pretty different. I haven't seen a bunch of other products that make the same product I'm trying to make. And I'm also trying to not be very expensive, but since we are using technology, that is going to cost us some money. And PetSafe, it's very expensive. It's in the 200s, and it's not very different because there are lots of products that make electric fences. And baby gates are very affordable, but a lot of companies make baby gates. I'm going to need these items for my product so I can make them. And my total, that's going to be $160.25. My target market is people with dogs, so dog owners. It's not really a specific group. Anyone can use this product. We've tested this product on my dog and it worked, so here's a little video. This is him ready to bolt out of the door. And he heard the whistle. Because the whistle makes a high-pitched noise, actually 12,000 kilohertz, and dogs can hear that, but us humans, we can't hear that because dogs can hear way better than us. I'd like to thank Dr. No, Mr. Glassman, Ms. Norton, and Dr. Koskiga for helping me make this awesome product.
Awesome
you.
job, Leah. Let's start with questions from our board members. Anybody have questions for Leah?
Yeah, Leah, I'm really impressed by your presentation and in particular how you tested the product as well as the costing of it. I wonder if you give any thought to how much you could charge for this product in order to make it, you said, affordable, and how you came up with whatever thoughts you have.
Well, lots of people have taken surveys, and a lot of people said that they would pay in between $50 and $80. So around there.
And you think you could sell a lot at that price?
Yes. I mean, some people said they'd pay lower, and some people said they'd pay higher, but the majority of people said that they'd pay that price.
Thank you.
Great job in your presentation. It looks like you already have a working prototype. So the money you're asking for, what is that for? Is it the next generation or is it more prototypes?
So I can sell more to people who want this product. So yes, more prototypes, and for people who actually want to buy this.
And so how many prototypes are you thinking about making with that money?
Well, we're trying to make at least 5 per month.
I thought you did an outstanding job on the presentation. I'm curious if you think there are any other uses for this besides just restricting a dog going through an open doorway.
Well, right now, yeah, we're just working for the doorway right now. So not really.
All right, we have time for one audience question. I had one over here.
was wondering, where do you buy it?
Well, they're not really selling in stores yet, so we're making a website so people can order it online.
Okay, thank you so much. How about another round of applause for Leah?
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm proud to introduce Alden Spratt, who is going to be our next speaker. Throughout this process, he has shown a great amount of tenacity, and he'll say it for himself, but he loves entrepreneurship and loves building. He actually took his skills from his 3D design class to build a product that he's going to talk about, and he designed it in SketchUp and 3D printed a prototype. He's very proud of his work, and we are also very proud of him. So thank you again, and Alden.
Hello, my name is Alden Spratt, and I'm in 7th grade. My CEL project is to make an affordable, waterproof, and durable phone case. I call it the Waterbear phone case. Over the last 10 weeks, I've learned that entrepreneurship is no easy task, and persistence is your best friend. In this presentation, I will show you my progress so far, including the 3D printed phone case that I designed, ideas about materials and how to make the case, and most importantly, some of the lessons I've learned along the way. Phones are used every day, anywhere, and by anyone, but they are also very fragile, so people will buy cases for them. There's a certain type of case that is top-notch, durable, waterproof, and shockproof, but these cases normally cost over $60. My goal is to make a case that is just as durable, shockproof, and waterproof as life-proof cases, but for a fraction of the price. There are over 200 million people in the U.S. who own smartphones. 3/4 of those people own cases for their smartphones. That means that over 150 million people in the U.S. own smartphone cases. My target market are people who usually go out on a limb, are adventurous, and value their phone and technology greatly. 90% of the people I surveyed wanted a phone case that was $50 or less and waterproof. They also wanted to be able to customize their phone case on their website, be able to customize the texture, the model, and the color. So we knew what this was going to be made out of and how to sell it, but we knew that we needed to do what it was going to look like. So I spent over 100 hours making this SketchUp model. First, we had to get the proper dimensions, and then we had some trouble with the rounded corners, as you see here. Next, it was time to print it out. We had a lot of trouble printing this out, but finally we got it printed out with the help of Mr. Cool, and it paid off. So next, it was time to research some possible materials. Some possible materials are neoprene, which is waterproof and is only 40 cents per case. We also have carbon fiber, which is lightweight, durable, and $5 per case. And we have aluminum alloy and plastic, which is recyclable, which is both of them, but we do not have the exact price because we need the exact model. We are better than life-proof cases because we make the same waterproof case, almost, that's the same durability and shockproof, but for a fraction of the price. And we are better than OtterBox and Spec because we have waterproof cases but are in the same price range. I will make a waterproof case that will serve you well and will be affordable. Throughout this program, I've learned that entrepreneurship is hard, but it's also fun, and you can learn from it. And that was my journey. Thank you.
Nice presentation, and looked like you've had a lot of fun with this.
Thank you.
You seem to be very, very tied up with the technical aspects of this, and I'm wondering in that connection, why you're so confident you can actually make this waterproof.
Well, so I've done a lot of research on cases that are waterproof. And so the biggest thing that they're doing now with phones is that the screen is actually waterproof on all phones. Single phone now, its screen is waterproof. So what you have to do is make a case, but the edge of it that's near the screen has to have a rubber sealing. So that will make it so that the water is repelled out. And that way you don't have to pay for anything on the screen. And that makes it a lot less money.
I would think so. And how you protect against that seal getting broken through wear or through dropping?
Well, the seal, basically, it's like there's like two seals. There's like a seal and then a backup seal. So if one gets broken, you have it for then, and then you can send it in and get a new seal replaced.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I can't wait for your product because I really need it. So put me on your list to be the first one.
All right, thank you.
The question I had for you was, it's great the dedication you had. You said you spent 100 hours trying to program this, had a fight with the 3D printer. What was hard about the making the 3D model?
Well, what was hard about it was for actually making it in SketchUp was the rounded corners, because we had to pop out the rounded corners a little bit or it would just break right away. So it was hard to make it like a rounded surface. And then for the 3D printer, we couldn't get the model to sit right on the 3D printer. It was just like a big blob of plastic. So then with Mr. Cool, we figured out how to do that and perfected it. And I actually have over here it. It's two parts, so it can snap together. It won't snap right now because it's the 3D printer won't do the little designs yet. But it's going to be two pieces that can snap together and with a rubber sealing to make it waterproof.
So why do you think your competitors are so much more expensive? Have you given any thought to what costs go into making those other products?
I've thought a lot about why LifeProof is so expensive, and one of the main reasons is that they come out with all these new models that are more expensive. Like they came out with the free model, which charges your phone, and that's another, and they're selling a lot of those, just like the Mophie cases. But that is another $50, $40 because it's technology you have to put into the case. And you have to get Apple to make sure that you can put the charger into the case or the phone.
Well, I think your idea is wonderful. The idea of having something that is truly waterproof and is economical there's definitely space in the market for that.
Thank you.
I think the challenge that you will have is in the engineering of the product. Just as you had issues with figuring out how to get it to work in the SketchUp, and then you had some issues with working with the 3D printer, which are completely normal, by the way. That's
right.
A whole part of the product development process. What I think you'll find as you pursue this is how to engineer it to be actually truly waterproof and not water resistant.
Right.
Will be a big hill to climb, probably very fun, and that's where I think you'll start to see a lot of cost accumulating in the manufacturing, which will make you think a little bit about what retail price is actually possible.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Okay, last question from Mr. Greenberg.
So I love the idea. I love the enthusiasm you're putting into it. I think it's actually a really great idea. And I think you're coming at it in a different direction, which I think is going to be really valuable. I'm curious, because I like it so much, what your plans are in terms of next steps.
Well, for the first next step, we need to research more on the materials and look at a manufacturing company to be able to at least manufacture one real waterproof, real prototype. And then if that works, we would like to get investor and get some money to start up the manufacturing and the website and start the idea. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you, board members. Thank you all. All right, Abbie and Katie are up next, and Mr. Ernst is going to introduce them.
As we're setting up the computer, it's my pleasure to introduce Abbie Rourke and Katie Walker, two young women who have decided to develop Cerebands. It's not a for-profit entity. It's got a philanthropic angle, and I'm really excited for them to share. They've gone on an incredible journey where they've learned about designing headbands, how well the headbands work, and how this might be linked to their philanthropic mission.
Here's a second microphone.
Hi, I'm Abbie.
And I'm Katie, and our company is Cerebands, a headband company that gives you a good feeling on your head and in your heart.
Here's some background. UCP, also known as United Cerebral Palsy Center, is a treatment center here in Philadelphia for children and adults with cerebral palsy. We want to help by starting a cerebral palsy foundation that donates its funds from headbands to UCP. Our name is Cerebands because 2 reasons. The first is cerebral palsy. The first 4 initials are Sarah, as well as cerebral palsy stems in the cerebellum of a person's brain, so Cereband.
A few months back, we were presented with an elective, and it's where you get to go to UCP and meet children and spend time with them. When we didn't get into this elective, we decided instead of being sad, we could find other ways to help. So we decided to come to the Venture Incubator and make a product that would help fund UCP. We decided that this would also be helping our community because there's a student in our community who has cerebral palsy.
One of the major problems with cerebral palsy is that treatment is so expensive. In a lifetime, it can cost around $900,000 to treat, and sometimes even more than that. Another issue is that you can't cure cerebral palsy, so you just have to continue to get treatment.
We would like to make a headband that would help fund UCP. Our headbands will be inexpensive, and they will make you look good and feel good. This is a prototype of our headband. Each headband is unique to each person, and they come in all different patterns and colors.
We're targeting our headbands to really everyone in the United States. We know that the stereotype is often women wearing headbands when they're working out, but we think that everyone can wear headbands, both men and women.
Our ideal customer would be a woman in the age range of 7 to 70 in the U.S. who is athletic. Although this is our ideal customer, it does not have to stay this way. We are open to anybody who is interested in our headbands.
There's over 142 million women in the U.S. who apply to our ideal customer. This is women ages 7 to 70 in the U.S. who are athletic.
We would give 20% of the profits from our headbands to UCP. We would like to start our business with small loans, but once we had customers coming in, we could pay back those loans. We will be selling our headbands for $5. We started at the low price of $2, but we met with experts and they told us this profit wouldn't be enough. We also started as a nonprofit, but as the process went on, we found that this wouldn't be good enough for our product and we wouldn't be able to reimburse ourselves.
2 of our main competitors are MEJ and Lululemon. Our direct competitor is MEJ because they sell their headbands for $5, as do we. Also, MEJ donates 20% of their profits towards a hospital in California, and we donate 20% of our profits to UCP. Our headbands are going to be much better quality, though, because MEJ's are just an elastic tied at the end. Our indirect competitor is Lululemon. They sell their headbands for $14. We like them because their headbands are very durable, but actually both headbands tend to fall back on your head and stretch out over time. So we're trying to accomplish to not have them stretch out and not have them fall back on your head.
Our headbands are a low price of $5. They're better quality than others, and they're also for a good cause. When you get something you want, someone else gets something they need.
We learned during Venture Incubator how hard the process is to create a company, so we're not sure if we're going to continue our entire idea, but we definitely still want to get in touch with UCP, and we can either do this by going to volunteer at their center in Philadelphia or just emailing them and trying to learn more about cerebral palsy.
During the Venture Incubator experience, we realized that it's a lot harder than we expected. We didn't realize it to be as long, and we didn't realize it to be as much work.
We also got amazing insights from Laura Johnson and Amanda Dahl, and we realized different things like the stitches. We didn't know before that our headbands would just rip apart if you pulled them. We also realized what it means to be an entrepreneur.
We want to give special thanks to Lon No, Edward Glassman, and Peter Ernst for all the work they've done with us throughout Venture Incubator. We also want to thank Jessica Satrian for letting us borrow her sewing machine, as well as Leslie Newbold for designing our amazing logo.
We promise to give you a good feeling on your head and in your heart. Thank you. We'd like to ask if Peter Ernst could come up to the stage. Here's just a present to thank you for all your hard work and dedication to us.
Thank you so much. You guys did a great job. Congratulations.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, great presentation, and I like the fact that you're really trying to give back to a social cause. One question for you is, you mentioned that the designs of the others were falling and they weren't as good a quality. Can you explain to me your design and why it's better than the ones that you've benchmarked?
We still, as we said, the process was a lot different than we thought. We need to come up with efficient ways and test out different ways for the headbands not to fall off. But once we come up with that, we really want to find, just a good quality headband that people will want that won't fall off. So we don't know at the moment, but we're trying to figure it out.
Got it. Okay.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
You came really far from the last time we met. And I will say, honestly, that in going through your presentation, it was very, very strong. You were very clear about your mission, which I thought it was really terrific to understand what you're trying to accomplish in establishing the company. And it's fine to not be a nonprofit, but to have a philanthropic intent. So that was great, and that was really clear. I would encourage you, unless you've just decided that accessories are not for you, I would encourage you to keep going with this, because this is a very scalable and very viable idea. You can actually do this. And if you take some more time to figure out the engineering part, which we talked about a little bit, and I would be happy to talk to you about it more, about how to do it, because it actually is pretty simple, and you could do it for a cost that would allow you to sell at your retail. I do think this is a very, very strong idea, and you could be incredibly successful. So if you choose to move forward, I'd be really happy to help you with it.
Thank you.
We always take questions from deans. There you go.
Great job, girls.
Thank you.
I noticed that you mentioned targeting athletes, but have you given any thought to, obviously a lot of non-athletes wear headbands, but have you given any thought to headbands that maybe girls under the age of 10, let's say, if they want to wear a headband, or a different style maybe that they could put on easily?
Yeah, we're going to make different styles of headbands just for everyone. And if it is a younger girl, we could possibly begin to make smaller headbands.
Great job, girls. How about another round of applause for Abbie and Katie?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you to the 8th graders for sticking around and showing their support. I know it's time for middle school lunch, so we're going to take a little transition break. So if you girls would like to leave, you can. Can I ask that the rest of our audience kind of fill in over here? It's time to move to our upper school presentations. So if you need a quick break, go for it. And if not, if you could just move a little closer into the audience.